Hello everybody, my name is Telly Bomba from Ivory Coast, West Africa, and this week I'll show you how to set up a project in FL Studio 10. We'll do this in an efficient way by having a 5-step checklist. The first step when you open FL Studio will be set up a name for your project. And an efficient way to do this is use the shortcut key, Control S. A good shortcut key to know, because every time you make a change to your project, add a piano, do some cuts, you want to save, because we never know what may happen. Computer may crash, etc. So when you do Control S for the first time, it's going to open the Save As window, and there you just set up the name of your project. Let's put cursor test, save, and bam, here we go. Step 2, we'll set up our audio preferences. And you have various ways to access the audio window, either Option, Audio Setting, or F10. And you get to the window and tap Audio. The first thing we'll do in our audio preference will be, set up the sample rate. The sample rate is related to the frequency, and it's actually a measurement that happens every time we convert from analog to digital. The higher the sample rate, the higher the number of frequency that can be accurately represented. And the sample rate is actually represent half of the frequency in a digital domain. So for example, 44,100 sampling rate is equal to 22 kilohertz. And as we know by now, our range is roughly from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz roughly. So I set up mine to 44,100. Some people nowadays push it to 48,000. I didn't, because I didn't really hear the differences. But I took to 44,100. But I guess you can have, a better quality with 48,000. The third thing that we'll set up will be our recording file tab. And it's usually advised to use broadcast wave if you have the ability to, or AIFF. In all the term, you use a lossless file tab, not MP3 or all that, because we know that when it's compressed we tend to lose some of those frequencies. The fourth thing that we'll do is set up take care of our hardware settings. Here in FL10, I use ASIO for this, so I'll go to Show ASIO panel, and here I can either use the sound card that came with my laptop, or my external interface, which is the Avid Mbox Mini. So click on, and you set up input and output at 32 bits. Alright. And the last thing that we do is set up our buffer size. So when you get on FL10 for the first time, you usually get this page. They use the primary sound driver, and it's usually advised that you start with a small sample buffer size that is at 128, but that can be really difficult with FL10, as you may have heard or seen already. And every time have a little noise or a little problem where you actually move it up, and move it up. The problem with the buffer size, I'll say, sometimes it's a trade-off. The higher the buffer size, the more plugin that you can use, but you have a bigger delay. So start with the low buffer size and increase from there. The other thing that I want to share with you will be, when you use ASIO, I realized that after a certain number of plugins, there's this noise that pop out of nowhere. What I usually do is just open the ASIO panel and just click and go out, and the noise goes for a little bit again. So that may be something that other people didn't experience it or don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.